Okay, folks, listen carefully. If you did not watch this video, go and watch that first, or you are not going to fully grasp what I'm showing you in this video that you're about to watch. So go and watch this video first. You see, it's the title and the thumbnail of the twin Elvis right there. Now listen carefully. This is new information. Nobody on the internet knows this information, so you better listen carefully, okay? But there is going to be a few things that you might have heard before. Anyway, like I said, the bringing down of the Twin Towers obviously was a ritual, and I've shown you all the proof of how it connects to Elvis. Pay attention closely. September 11th, the day the Twin Towers fell, was the 254th day of the year. Okay, so remember, 254. Okay, so remember, September 11th is the 254th day of the year. So if you say 254, pay attention. 54 plus 54 equals 108. And what does that look like, the 108? That would be when Elvis was born. When you write the dates, you can write it as 108. Okay? And remember, Elvis had an identical twin who was stillborn and who died at birth, okay? So Elvis was born on 108, and there was two of them. You understand? So if you cut it in half, if they share a birthday, it can also be 54, which makes 108, right? And it would also be 254s. Okay? So if you take one out, you have only 154. And I've shown you many times the Antichrist equals 154. Okay? And that's why on 9/11, they destroyed the Twin Towers. And they erected only one tower after they destroyed the Twin Towers. Because it's not 254, it's 154. And 154 is the Antichrist. And, like I said, you could add it like this to get the 108, for the date of 1/8. Or you can see it like this, which I showed in that other video that I told you to go and watch first. If both of them were born on 1/8, you would get 216. And the words, if you wrote it into the calculator, 216 equals 154. Just like the Antichrist. Okay? And you're taking away from the 254 and you're making it into 154. Do you get what I'm saying? Because 9/11 was the 254th day. So again, it's taking away 2 into 154. And I told you about my prediction dates being June 11th and August 4th. And remember, Elvis was born on 1/8 and his twin was born on 1/8 and it's 216. August 4th is the 216th day of the year. And if you did the date and month backwards, 8181, it would be 16/2, which makes the 162nd day of the year, June 11th. That's the day Seattle gets struck and Elvis manifests. And August 4th is the day that Trump gets his head wound in Ohio on Obama's birthday. Anyway, so like I said, it's all about destruction of the two. So you see it says 16 two times. 2 times 16. Do you get it? 216, 16 twos. And Elvis was born in the first month. Trump was born in the 6th month. Because I told you Trump was the replacement for the dead twin of Elvis's. Elvis's dead twin. Anyway, so 16 2 times, 2 16s. And that's why from January 8th to June 11th is 1616 days, 1,616 days. It's the double 16, the 216. And I told you June 11th is the day that Seattle gets struck. Okay? There's going to be some type of spectacular event on this day. It's all about death and destruction. I just want to make sure I said it. So this was Elvis's birthday, the day he was born. And if you go forward 1,616 days, it lands on June 11th. And of course, the 6/11, June 11th, the 6/11 is the upside down 9/11. Okay? And also from Elvis's birthday up to June 11th, not counting that day, is 154 days. You see that? The 154 is the Antichrist number. And it lands on June 11th, the day that Seattle gets struck. I told you. And you see Elvis died on August 16th, right? And from the day Elvis died, August 16th, 1977, if you go forward 154 days, it lands on 116. Do you see that? 116 is the 6/11 backwards. So I just showed you from Elvis's birthday to 6/11, it was 154 days. And from August 16th, Elvis's death, to January 16th, which is the backwards of 6/11, it's 154 days. Do you understand how impossible this is? What I'm showing you. Up to 116. And you know what 116 equals? This is the numbers for the words 116. 130, 49, 140, 50. It equals the exact same as the word Washington. Because I told you Washington is going to be struck, you know. It's going to get a head wound in Seattle, Washington. Seattle is the target. Okay? So you're probably wondering, why am I showing you what Jesus equals? You will see. Just keep watching. So Jesus, just look at this top row. 7461, because this is the forward number. This is the backwards. 7461. Pay attention closely. So listen. From January 8th, Elvis's birthday, I changed the year from 1935 to 1936. This way it will land on a leap year. So Elvis's birthday on a leap year up to June 11th is 7461, which is Jesus, the number of Jesus, 7461. And it lands on June 11th. You understand? From Elvis's birthday. So it would be either 7460 or 7461, depending on if it's a leap year or not. All right? And why am I showing you this? Because I told you it's all about, you know, blaspheming God, all right? Jesus is God. Now watch this. Look how many months, days, look at this, and years. Watch. 2, 5, 4. Forget about the 0. That's a crown. So 2, 5, 4. Do you remember why 254 is important? That's September 11th, 254. Do you understand? And what I just showed you landed on June 11th, which is the upside down of 9/11. And don't forget that it landed on June 11th. You understand? This is what I'm trying to make you understand from Elvis's birthday. And it's the number of Jesus, and it's 254 with a crown. The 0 is a crown. Okay, 254. And now why am I showing Martin Luther King? Because Martin Luther King, okay, he was killed on April 4th, 4/4, and remember, 44 is the kill number. 1968, Elvis turned 33 years old, okay? And Elvis was known as the King. And Elvis lived in Memphis, Tennessee. And Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis, Tennessee when Elvis was 33 years old. And he was killed on April 4th. 4-4, which equals the word kill, 44. So what is the chance that Elvis the King lives in Memphis, Tennessee, and another king was killed where he was? Do you understand? Now pay attention closely. So remember, MLK's death date was April 4th, 1968. If you go forward 254 days, which I told you is the 9/11 number, the date 9/11 is the 254th day of the year. So from April 4th, the day MLK was killed, to December 14th is 254 days. And why is December 14th important? Because that is George Washington's death date. Okay? From death to death, 254 days. And remember, he was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived. Okay? And I told you this year's the year, the 222, and Washington was born on 222. Not, that's when they celebrate his birthday, on 222. And it's been 222 years since Washington died. And look at this. 8 months, 10 days. You see this? 8 months, 10 days. Beside it being the 8 and the 1 for Elvis's birthday, going backwards because Elvis was born 1/8. But it's the, 8-1 with a crown. But look, it's 8 months, 10 days, right? August 10th is 8/10. It's the 222nd day of the year. You see that? I told you 222 is the year. 2022. This has to be it. There's just no way around this, folks. And interestingly enough, if you go from Elvis's birthday to the day he died, only on a leap year. On a regular year, it would be 221. But on a leap year, from Elvis's birthday to August 16th is 222 days. And if it was August 10th, which August 10th is the 222nd day of the year. So from Elvis's birthday to August 10th would have been 216 days. You see? And 8-1 would have been the backwards of 1/8. Okay? It's all about, destroying the twin. And I told you it's going to be destroyed in 222. When I say 222, I meant the year 2022. It's going to be 6/11, the destruction date in Seattle. So remember, I told you that from Elvis's birthday, the day he was born, up to the date, June 11th, is 154 days, and 154 equals the Antichrist, right? And the same equation happens from April 10th to September 11th. And the reason I'm showing you that is because this is Elvis's dad's birthday, 4/10, Vernon Presley. So from Elvis's birthday to 6/11 was 154 days. From Elvis's dad to 9/11 was 154 days. You see what I'm talking about? These are impossible coincidences. Anyway, let's go to 1936, June 11th, 1936. So from Elvis's birthday, the day he was born, to June 11th, 1936, the next time June 11th comes around, see, it's 1 year, 5 months, 4 days. It's 154, which is the Antichrist number, 154. Now let's go to the next year, 1937. So if you go from Elvis's birthday, the day he was born in 1935, to June 11th, 1937, you get the 254, which is the 9/11 number. 9/11 is the 254th day of the year, right? There's your 254, and he did it in the 37 year. And the 37 is the EL number. 3 and 7 look like the word EL. EL means God. Okay, this was the key right here, the EL. And why am I showing you this? Because remember, this is 37, right? Let's see when Elvis became 37 years old. So the year that Elvis turned 37, look at this, 444 months. Obviously, that's an important number right there, 444. So 37 years was in 1972. Elvis turned 37. The EL number. And it just so happens 1972 equals 254. You see? The year Elvis turned 37. Anyway, the only reason I was showing you that, the 37 is because of the 254 number. 254 is the 9/11 reference, because the September 11th is the 254th day of the year. And again, it lands on June 11th. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. And where did his twin die? Because Elvis Presley was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, right? So his twin died there also, obviously, right? So his twin died in the, TM, and I told you that Elvis moved from TM to MT, which is to Memphis, Tennessee. He lived there most of his life. So he moved from the TM to the MT. Now watch. So he died so the twin died in Tupelo, Mississippi, right? And look at the initials. TMS. You see that? So the T is for Tupelo. And the other city Elvis lived in was Memphis. So you have Tupelo, Memphis. Wonder what the S is for. Could it be Seattle? Because I told you it's going to be about death and destruction. So you have Tupelo for the T, M for Memphis, even though this is for Mississippi. But listen, Tupelo, Memphis, Seattle, the S. So I put Tupelo, Memphis, Seattle into the calculator, and look what you get. Look at that. 254. You see that? The 9/11 number. And it's the exact same thing as 1972. These three numbers. The year Elvis turned 37. The EL. And you know that the year that Elvis turned 37, the 37th president was Nixon. And that's who Elvis visited. Elvis didn't visit any other president except for Nixon. You see? And Nixon was the 37th president. And he was the 37th president in 1972, the year Elvis turned 37. And look at this. Trump was born June 14th, 1946. And if you go forward 254 days, it lands on 222. Again, it's Washington's birthday is celebrated on 222. And it's the 222 number. And I told you it's been 222 years since Washington's death, and this year's 2022, and you have the 222 right here, you see, and the 254 9/11 connection. And look at this, June 14th is the 165th day of the year. And I told you Trump is Elvis's devil twin, right? And he's born on June 14th. Trump. So if you wrote into the calculator 165th, so look, I wrote 165th. Look, 254. Can you believe this? I told you all of this is supernatural, folks. You don't seem to understand. It's 100% what I'm telling you is going to happen. So remember, George Washington died on December 14th, okay? And I told you that Seattle, Washington is the target, okay? And look at this equation. This equation only happens on leap years. So look at this. from January 1st, the first of the month, first of the year, to Washington's death date, 12/14, it's 200. It's the 254 number with a crown. You see, that's why I'm showing you this. It's 254 with a crown, because, like I said, to destroy Washington is to get the crown, and because Washington is supposedly the father of our country, right? So they're trying to show you that they're destroying the father. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? Anyway, so it's the 200. But why am I showing you this? I'm going to explain to you why it's so important. Look at the amount of years and days, and you'll understand. Look at this. Look at these numbers. 6 years, 11 months, 14 days. This is the exact dates that I'm telling you to stay away from Seattle. Stay away from Seattle between 6/11 and 6/14, which is Trump's birthday. 6/11 is the date Seattle gets struck, but it could happen anytime between 6/11 and 6/14. This is impossible. Do you understand? For these kind of coincidences. To have the 254 number, which is 9/11, and then to have the crown with it, and to have these numbers, and it's connected to December 14th, which is Washington's death. Okay? I told you, everything you're seeing here is supernatural. Everything that I'm showing you on my channel is being led by the Holy Spirit. If you don't believe it, I can't help you. Only God can help you see this now. Oh, just one last thing. So remember, I'm pointing you to the crown, and it has all these connections. And it's the 254, the 9/11, the death and destruction with a crown. Everything is with a crown. So remember, these are my two predictions. But right now, we're just focusing on the Elvis one. So I told you Elvis is going to somehow manifest on 6/11 after some spectacular event in Seattle. So we need a 6/11 with a crown. Okay? How is the 6/11 a crown? So if we put a crown on the word 6/11, we put a crown on it, the letter O, this is what it equals. And and these numbers should be familiar. 130, 49, 140, 50. What does it equal? It equals Washington. You see? I told you, this is the crown to give Seattle, Washington, the Washington head wound is to destroy Washington. And remember, Seattle's in King County. Elvis was known as the King. And I'm going to prove to you that the whole ritual of the Twin Towers coming down obviously had to do with the twins, but this is going to make it even more obvious for you. Watch what I show you. Let's see what the word towers equals. So the word towers equals 162 on the top. You see that? It's the 162 straight across. 162, 162. It's the 162 is June 11th. So the towers came down on 9/11. And 6/11 is the upside down 9/11, and it equals 162, and the 162nd day of the year is June 11th. You have got to be kidding me. All right, and watch. What else equals the exact same as this? You have got to be kidding me. Look. The word twins with a crown. O twins equals towers. Do you see what I'm saying? And the Twin Towers fell, and, twins with a crown equals 162. The 162nd day of the year is June 11th. Do you understand? All right? They have to destroy the twin. And by the way, the word towers and O twins equals the exact same as Elohim, but backwards. It's all the same numbers, but it's in reverse order, the numbers. Okay? So it's the backwards of Elohim. Now I'm just going to add insult to injury. I told you I broke the matrix. It's over. So look, you remember this guy? He's the first pilot that supposedly crashed a supposed plane into the towers, right? It was the first one. His name was Atta, Atta, Muhammad Atta. And I discovered this many years ago. Okay? I was the first one to put that out on YouTube, that Muhammad Atta, the pilot, that supposed first plane that hit the towers, look, his name had the Atta, Manhattan had the Atta, 9/11 attacks had the Atta, and Seattle has the ATT. It's just missing the A. Okay? And you know, EL means God right here, right? It's missing the A. What is the A? Where is it? See, the A is the Space Needle. You see? It looks like a big A, which I've shown you guys connecting the big A in California. All right? But that's where the missing A is for the Atta. And look, it's got a crown. Okay? And like I said, that's how I, figured out it was Seattle, because of the ATT. And all this, like I said, was revealed to me, as soon as right after 9/11. I'm talking about the Atta code was revealed to me right after 9/11. The Seattle was revealed to me later on. And like I said, if you still think it's a coincidence, Atta was like I showed you all those, connections to the Atta just now. The plane that hit the towers was American Airlines. So there's your AA in the Atta, and it hit the Twin Towers. There's your TT. It makes the Atta. Okay? Do you understand how crazy? This is impossible. Okay? These are, I can't say the words because I don't want to get the video taken down, but you see what it is, all right? And the word Atta itself, this is what it equals. The A is 1, the T is the 20th letter, another T is 20, and 1. Okay? So the numbers would be, if you don't count the zeros, because it's 2 crowns, right? And I told you, Elvis and Trump, the Twin Tower crowns. So look, it's 1, 2, 2, 1. And interestingly enough, Lucifer's first 2 letters, Lucifer. Look at that. LU equals 12 and U equals 21. 12, 21. And wouldn't you know it, from Elvis's birthday, if you go to December 21st, look at that. It's the 254 with the crown. I told you 254 is the 9/11 date. 254 day of the year with a crown. And it lands on the 1221, the Atta number from Elvis's birthday. And I told you how many months and years and dates it is. 6 years, 11 months, 14 days. You see? It's the 6/11 or the 6/14 for Trump's birthday. You understand? It's no coincidence. Just like I've shown 100 times before that Elvis, from Elvis's birthday to 9/11, what the numbers were. Okay? Look. It's interesting that it says 354. Remember I was telling you about 154, 254. Now look at this, 354. Forget about that. It's 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. And I told you 8/4 is the day Trump gets his head wound, and it's also Obama's birthday, 8/4, right? And 66 is the word twin. Twin equals 66, and that's the day the Twin Towers fell. And look, 800 months or 4 days. Also, you can make it 8/4 with 2 crowns. The OO. You see? These are impossible coincidences, folks, what you're seeing. All connected to Elvis. But to me, this is one of the greatest discoveries right here, because I told you that Elvis, had an identical twin. If you put the crown on the word twins, you get 162. And the 162nd day of the year is June 11th. I told you it's about destroying the twin. Or both the twins destroying. I mean, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's going to manifest, I'm telling you. And Elvis is a part of it. And Trump and Obama are like the secondary and third part of this puzzle. And remember that O twins equals the word towers. Same exact numbers. Anyway, folks, I believe that that's all I have. Actually, I have more, but I'm going to end the video, folks. I can't. It's just too much already. Anyway, these are my two predictions. Trump gets his head wound in Ohio on August 4th, Obama's birthday. Trump gets his head wound, and he survives. And then the other one is Elvis somehow manifests, either his name or his number of his name or his image somehow manifests after this spectacular event in Seattle on June 11th, okay? But anyway, get out of Seattle between June 11th and June 14th. All right? Get out. End of video.